Hey everyone, it's Alisha here. If you're new to my guide, please subscribe. If you already have, thank you for tuning in again. I wanted to talk to you today about how to deal with Stargardt's disease. I really wanted to do a positive video, especially since that's what's been on my mind lately, since I haven't been so positive. I thought this would be good for you guys as much as it's going to be good for me to appreciate and kind of ground myself in things that help me deal with Stargardt's disease better than I have been for the last couple of days. So the first thing I want to say is I'm really grateful to all of you guys who've been DMing me and sending me emails, whether you're on social media or to my email address, which is linked in the information box. You guys have created this sense of community for me, which I've been begging for, and I didn't even realize I've been asking for this for years. Like when I was 21, one of the questions I asked the doctor, I think after the 7th or 8th doctor I saw, was, do they have support groups for this? Do they have focus groups? Like, you're telling me all this scientific information and telling me what's going to happen over the next couple of years. I wasn't really in the office as far as that stuff goes. My mind was elsewhere. I wanted to know, were there people my age, since this is a juvenile macular degenerative disease, that were going through this. 5 years later, I created the first support group in Toronto for youths with legal blindness. And I also have all these people from all over the world sharing their stories with me, and it's amazing. It feels great to know that I'm helping you guys out there and to also have that connection with you. This video is inspired by a woman who messaged me this morning just thanking me for sharing my story because her husband has Stargardt's disease, and she just said that I put into words what he's going through and things that he can't explain, and where she lives, not many people go through it. I've heard that a million times before. So many people have said that. I wish that I could go out there and be that person who has Stargardt's to be around you guys just to make it easier. Trust me, I know it's hard. For the first couple years, I'm just like, where are the Stargardt's people at? My friends didn't get it. My family definitely didn't get it. So I just felt really isolated. Hopefully this video today helps you, whether you have a loved one, a family, or friend with Stargardt's, or you yourself is living with it. I'm gonna go through each phase of my life. Let's start off with 19 to 23. I know I was diagnosed at 21, but they started tossing around the term at 19. And even back then, I'm like, my family at the time didn't really believe it either, so it didn't help me take it in. And the first thing I want to share with you is acceptance. I think it's very, very important to accept, because this is the first step to being able to do everything else in this video. And if you are newly diagnosed with Stargardt's disease, trust me, I have been there. I have been just against it. It took me, I want to say, more than 2 years to finally accept. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to deal with it, because once you accept something, you are responsible for it. And I was always under the impression that acceptance meant defeat. Like when you accept what is, then you just took it in. But it's not so much giving up. It's more understanding that once you take this for what it is, you have to go from there. And from there you can really grow. And from there you can actually prosper and learn. And life is really about learning. I think it's about 3 things. I think it's about learning, creating, and loving. And all of those are interchangeable. Learning is something that we all love to do. It just depends if you actually like what you're learning. And then creating, if you create something you love, that gives you love. And then love itself is just love. So I really do believe those are the 3 things that we are put on this planet to do, to be, to express, to show. Phase, middle, 23, 24, and 25. 25 is such a milestone, and whether you have a disease, disorder, or disability, it is hard because there are so many external and internal pressures. You have expectations for yourself. If you are 25 or more, let me know if you were actually satisfied with where you were at and who you were at that time, because I was so far off. That was the year that I was depressed. Once I got over the denial and accepted it, it was more of a like, oh, why is this me? I was very like victimized in myself. I felt like God hated me. I didn't understand why I was diagnosed with this disease and why it was progressing. All of this leads to the tip of being easy on yourself. If you use all of these sociological created expectations for life and these timelines and these milestones for who you should be at this time, and then you add Stargardt's disease on top, it's going to make it that much harder for you to be able to adapt and adjust and deal with it. My worst deterioration of vision was between 24 and 25, and a lot of things were going on at that time. I mean, I was not in a very good relationship. I got fired from a job, and that's when I first really took in like, shoot, I can't do what I used to do, and Stargardt's disease really does impair my vision, and I'm not who I was before. And then I had to go back to a job that I ended up hating. So I felt a sense of resentment for self because I felt like this disease was stopping me from doing what I wanted to do and preventing me from moving on to better things in life. I really like to live up the quote, which is, life is simple. We insist on making it complicated. And it's so true. Day to day, there are all these little things that can annoy you and get under your skin and make things a little frustrating, but it's how we deal with it that makes it complicated, and how we choose to react to it that really does impact how we are as people. I know I'm saying like all these good things, it still sucks to be blind. I just want to put that out there because I don't want to give the impression that I love being blind, because I totally don't. If I could have perfect vision again, yes, I still would, but I'm not in this phase where when I was 21, where I'm like, don't talk to me about this disease unless cure follows. This last phase, 26, 27, and present day, 28, is where I'm sitting at right now. It is, I want to say, a stage of being present. I know a lot of you guys have already heard of the term, the law of attraction. There's a lot of people who either love it or hate it, and some who are in between and unsure about it. For the longest time, I was very unsure about it. When I first heard about it over a decade ago, when my aunt lent me the secret DVD, I was like, really, lady? It took going through the first two phases to really take in what the message is. If I'm totally real, from 25 to now, I'm thinking this sounds really bad, but not much has changed. Really, I have the same job. The only thing I've gotten is a better man. I live in the same place, same background, guys. I'm just on the other side. Yeah, almost everything's the same. My vision's deteriorated a little bit, but compared to how much it deteriorated in that 2-year period, not as much. The only thing that's really changed is the power of positivity and how I've used it to propel myself on this path. What you think is what you create. What you believe is what you are. Whether you take this spiritually or just simply word for word what I'm saying, it's very important to understand that if you desire something, if you believe it, you will achieve it. It's going to come. I've never met anyone who's super successful who didn't believe in themselves. Sometimes it's not in the form of a whole transformation of your life. It's more in yourself and looking at things differently. Pun intended. I thought it was very important for me to fully grasp taking in emotions, letting it flow, and letting it go. For the longest time, being angry, being mad, being agitated, annoyed, frustrated, upset is something that I resisted. It felt like weakness to me, and I didn't want to feel these things, so I would push them down, and then they'd rise up at other times and be even worse. Or they would just persist through the whole day and people would acknowledge me as a negative, pessimistic person. I have friends who've mentioned that over the last 6 years and over this journey that I've had, that they can actually tell that I'm a way more positive person. And through that, I've had so many more opportunities because of that. And I've had a better sense of self and a better presence and a better community because of that. So there are some beautiful things that have come from simply being positive. Having Stargardt disease makes it that much more important that you are grounded in yourself and that you're open to life and the changes that are about to happen. So yeah, I'm gonna end off there. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and share. Both of those really help get this video out to people who may not be able to just find my channel by typing it in the search bar, because YouTube is so weird with its analytics. Subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. Hope you're having an awesome day. And until next time, love and later.